the end of the day.
It's Mel.
And me. You wanna know
How we did it.
You wanna know how we do it. You wanna know
How we
we're
doing
doing
it.
Welcome to the Mel and Me podcast.
At the end of the day.
And we're back for a minute, a few minutes.
We are back.
Yes, we are back, literally back
Right.
from travel over the past week. We took and went out of town for the Thanksgiving holiday. Went up to our hometown of Chicago.
That's right.
Spent a couple days there. Didn't stay long. We went up there Wednesday and got in Thursday morning on the day of Thanksgiving. Had dinner and spent Friday, and then we got up and left Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Right. We don't typically spend too much time. We spent a shorter time this time than we had when we went last year. We spent, I think, 3 days last year.
Yeah, that's
right?
because we were seeing other people. So if we got plans, then we can stay a little bit longer. But if
Yeah.
we're not seeing, different family members, then we don't.
Yeah, we didn't have a lot of plans, and plus our boy had to get back because he has to be back in class tomorrow. So it was a chance for us to get up there and
Get some Thanksgiving dinner.
some Thanksgiving dinner.
'Cause I did not cook. Not at all.
Yeah, we haven't cooked in the past few years.
I know. I'm trying to think when the last
because
time.
we travel.
I know.
We travel. This is the third year in a row that we've actually traveled. Up
Yeah,
there.
so it's been a good 3 or 4 years.
So since we last cooked, and it's fun because you know we try to watch our diet and eat a little bit healthier, but that doesn't mean we ate healthy while we were up there. So
I'm paying the price now.
Good God, yeah, that's I have gotta get things
Get back on
in
track.
All the sugar,
I'm trying.
and, all that,
Eating
all
on the
crazy
road
stuff.
with pop and potato chips and stuff. Yeah, I was doing a lot.
Yeah. So we obviously, we're doing that. We did not really have a chance to plan for our normal episodes like we would normally do, but we want to we're coming out here to do this today so that we can kind of maintain the discipline of doing our episodes every week, right? Because it keeps this podcasting thing is consistency.
Right.
So while we may not spend a full hour, in fact, we'll probably take this will probably be only about a 15-minute episode here. We just kind of, it's a filler episode, for us to get something done this week.
Yeah, doing the recap of Thanksgiving, so.
Yeah, and that's pretty much all it was. So we did not do it because of Thanksgiving, which went and did that. Now we're back, so we're going to do this, and we'll release this on Tuesday as normal. And yeah, so just to kind of talk about, so we are now officially into the holiday season, right?
Right.
With Thanksgiving here, and of course, we have our opinions about Thanksgiving. As the years have gone by and as we continue to educate ourselves and mature in life. And of course, Thanksgiving was always presented to us as one thing. But of course, as we learned and became more educated, we understand what it really was, right? And so kind of the same thing, I guess with Christmas. Although Christmas is a little bit more, I guess, of a religious-oriented type of holiday.
Yeah.
Which again, same thing with that over the years. It's like learning that Santa Claus, isn't real.
It didn't exist.
Right?
Yeah,
so it's kind of like, to me,
yeah.
Christmas is kind of, lost its luster as I continue to age, if you will. Now, of course, I understand there's a whole religious aspect, but then there are also debates around that whole thing as well.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest about it. People tell you, Christ wasn't even born on December 25th, and yada yada yada, and of course, he was born in Africa, and all these just various different things. I'm just exhausted by the whole thing, to be honest.
Like it's Halloween, a lot to keep up with too.
I just got to a point in life, I think, where it's just, I think I'm just over so many things.
Yeah.
So I just take things as they come and just see it for what they are.
Right.
It's an opportunity to have a meal and socialize with people and
Yeah, spend time with family and close friends.
do some reflection and stuff like that about different aspects of life. So that's just kind of the way I see it. I don't care if it's Thanksgiving, I don't care if it's Christmas.
Yeah.
Really it could come and go for all I care. To be honest. But of course we'll probably take and we'll decorate, because we spent the money on the tree years ago. So we'll take and decorate this week. We'll put up the tree and the what do you call it? The garland and all that kind of stuff on the stairwell. So the house feels nice and festive and stuff like that for the next month.
Right, a whole month that up.
Yeah, so we'll do that this week.
Yeah.
And so, but that brings to mind, because we are in what's, December, between November and December. I guess that's considered our festive months, right? Mm-hmm. And so, of course, with that comes to mind, I automatically now think in terms of like South African festive season, right?
Right.
Which we obviously have a lot to learn about that thing. We kind of started to kind of feed ourselves little bits of information about it.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to be over there to have a chance to experience that, right?
Yeah.
But of course we are back to work tomorrow, so we're back to our regular schedule.
Yes.
And of course we'll be spending our holiday here this year.
Yeah.
But just when you think in terms of festive and holiday, it means something different in other parts of the world.
It sure does.
United States.
Yeah.
Because holiday for people in other parts of the world, especially talking Europe, Africa, other places, that means vacation for people.
Yeah.
Right? If they were on holiday, like I remember when I went to Europe some years ago, back in the early 2000s, people were on holiday, around July, August time frame, where everybody flocks to different parts of the continent, typically like the Mediterranean area. Like I was in the south of Spain at the time, and people go on holiday, right? And that's just their vacation. They take like a month off from work. It's like, where they do that?
Right. A month?
States.
No.
Whole month.
They should be looking to fire you. You do that.
But that's what it is. So when you talk holiday, festive, it typically means something different. And so, like to me, an entire month to like party and celebrate maybe I'm just not built for it, but I'm like a month.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
It's like people
That'd
celebrate.
be too much for me.
Yeah, people celebrate birthdays for a month.
That's
I don't know if it's a southern thing with people from the south and stuff. I don't know, but it's just that's too much. I couldn't see doing it. But anyway. So the festive season, from what I saw, typically runs November through, I don't know, January or something like that. But of course, the focus being the month of December, which is what Christmas is in that month.
Right.
And so, I started to look it up. It's like, what is exactly festive season in South Africa, right? So South African family, we're starting to educate ourselves on this whole thing and try to understand, because we understand that it's a big deal. Big deal over there. Whereas, the month of December, we have the month of December and it's our holiday season, but it's not like culturally,
we only really celebrating on the 25th. That's it.
Or a couple days before.
I mean, people will put their tree up. People will put the tree up typically either right before Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving and leave it up until after the New Year.
Right.
And then they take it down. But other than that, the main thing is New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
I mean, not New Year's Eve, but Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, and then New Year's Eve and New Year's Day.
Right. But I'm saying as far as like making it event in the country, it's like you have the programs that come on TV.
They'll start that. They'll start that the month of December.
They'll do that. The radio stations play music.
They'll do that for the whole month.
Christmas type music and stuff like that.
Yep.
But my understanding, as far as over in South Africa, that it's a bit more evolved. I guess a lot more celebrations where family return home, and I learned that. That all of the adults typically get the bedrooms in the house, and then the younger folks that they're kind of they take the main living areas or the lounge area, living room, or whatever you want to call it. So South African family, you can educate us on that. Feel free to drop that in the comments. Oh, by the way, like, share, and subscribe.
You remember earlier this time? You
That's
beat me
right.
to it.
So,
Yeah, we
so
didn't
like,
wait to
share,
the
and
end.
subscribe to
Yeah.
our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Because we actually enjoy doing this. You know,
Yeah.
we enjoy sitting down with each other in front of the camera and kind of talking about different topics and stuff. But so food. Now I don't know if the food only happens on certain days, like on Christmas Day, or if they cook throughout the month. If there are
Right.
different things throughout the
Yeah,
month that they do.
yeah, kind of hard to figure that out. It looked like it was a couple days, but it was hard to tell.
Yeah, but I learned about some of the food. I guess they're big on salads. Various types of salads. Something called, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but it's spelled SNOEK, snook, snook. I don't know on brie. I got to figure out how that's actually pronounced. It's normally it would, based on the spelling of it, it would sound like snook or something like that.
Yeah.
Something called spicy chakalaka.
Like
I think boom shakalaka laka, right?
That sounds interesting.
So spicy chakalaka, and we looked it up, and what that sounds like to us is that it reminds me of like it's kind of like a cross between, because it's made out of cabbage, right? It has cabbage in it and some other things, onions and spices and some curry paste and tomatoes and diced onions and different types of peppers. So it comes off to me like a slaw. Like we make coleslaw out of cabbage, but we use like mayonnaise and some other stuff, like apple cider vinegar.
And then sugar. But it's only just a couple ingredients we put in. Well, everybody make their slaw different.
Right.
I mean, I make mine with just 3 or 4 ingredients and keep it moving.
Right, but it seems to me like it's a cross between relish. I think it was classified a relish. Now, relish to us means pickle base. It's made out of pickles.
Right.
That's typically a relish. You're gonna grind up, pickles, chop up pickles into small bits.
Right.
And then mix it in with some other stuff, and it becomes a relish.
Right.
So it kind of seems like it's and I looked it up. I guess they use chickpeas or something, or some type of bean or whatever that's included as well. But it looked pretty good, so I'm looking forward to trying that. When we get over there, some spicy chakalaka or shakalaka. What are the pronunciations?
Yeah.
Also chops. Although I don't know what type of chops.
Yeah.
I guess they're pork chops.
Or
are special for lamb chops, maybe.
Yeah,
I don't eat lamb.
I haven't had lamb chops in years.
But I understand they're pretty good. But
I mean, they are if they cooked right.
Yeah, the only time I've ever eaten lamb is like when it's on a gyro or something like that. But and then you have something called gammon. I guess that's how you pronounce it. GAMMON. That's like a ham.
That. Yeah.
So I think we actually had that when they served us bacon. I was like, oh, the bacon's a little bit different over here.
Yeah, it is.
With our breakfast.
Yeah,
so I don't know if
different
that's
types of bacon too.
Yeah. So gammon, I think is what it's called. So there's certain foods that they have during festive season. And of course, I guess a lot of outdoor events and those type of things.
Yeah, they do a lot of
activities. From what I've learned. So I think what we'll do is our aim is going to be, obviously we can't make it this year, but we'll aim to be, maybe we'll bring in a new year next year, so that'll be end of 2024 coming into 2025.
Yes,
which of course there could be things happening here
in
November 2024 that could definitely put us over there at that time. Properly positioned, we'll call it, in our home there.
Exactly.
It's like we ain't coming back, but we'll see. But we're definitely, I think we're definitely.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I think that would be
bring
definitely
in a new
interesting.
Yes. Yeah, we're gonna bring in a new year in South Africa next year. So we're looking forward to spending time with y'all, and we of course we'll be there many times before that time.
Right.
But definitely South Africa, Johannesburg, we're gonna be kicking it with y'all. We're gonna bring in 2025. Bringing a new year in Johannesburg, South Africa. So we're looking very forward to that.
Yes.
So. But yeah, so we don't really have a whole lot to talk about today. We will do our regular episode next week. We're actually going to have have couple of our family members down here. So I think we're gonna do an episode with them.
Yes.
We're gonna have some fun with them. They're coming out to hang out with us this weekend coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so that'll be interesting to do, to pull them in on the podcast.
Yeah.
It's how they never done it before. So
I
we'll see
know.
how things go
We'll
with
see
that.
how this goes. Yeah.
But yeah, so you got anything in particular you want to talk about or say before we wrap this up? Because I mean, it's quick.
No, I mean, I just hope that everyone, however you celebrate, the holidays, that everyone enjoy, have fun, spending time with friends and close family members, and just enjoy life, while we're here, because we never know when our last day is going to be. So whatever way you enjoy it, enjoy it.
Right. And then also, I'm not sure, like, okay, so I looked up on South Africa, but I'm curious as to how they observe the festive season in other parts of Africa. So if we have any other viewers, any other of our subscribers or people who come across this, kind of tell us if you're from the African continent, kind of tell us how they celebrate, how the festive season runs in your particular country. That'd be interesting.
Because I saw it was other different types of food that was, different from South Africa. So, I know that the foods are different from what I saw.
Yeah,
so I'm sure it could be some other differences as well. Yeah, that would be very interesting.
Yeah. So we like to hear that. And then who knows, we might have a chance to visit other countries during their festive season in future years.
Yeah.
To come.
Absolutely.
But next year we're gonna be in our second home.
Believe it.
Joburg, Josie, Mzansi.
Yes.
I think I hit all of the different designations.
Yes.
So we'll until next time, we're gonna go ahead and sign off. Again, we just want to come out here real quick and say hello.
Yes.
And just do our normal, just like we do.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, it's
Mel
and me, and this has been
the podcast.
See y'all next time.
Holla.
Holler.